The so-called Star of David, which is not the Star of David. David never had a star. Wasn't on his shield. There's no proof of that. There's no Bible for that. This is two pyramids intertwined to form a hexagram. Look at somebody say hexagram. Ask a witch, ask a warlock. They'll tell you we can't even perform a successful demonic seance or spiritual invasion of Satan without a hexagram. But that's on the Jewish flag. That's a symbol. No, do your look at somebody and say, do your research. This came from the Rothschild family, who financially helped the Jews form their state of Israel. But it's from the Rothschilds, who are Kabbalist Jews who worship another God, hate Christ. It's getting quiet. Hate Christ, of those that would crucify him and hate him. This is a symbol that was adopted. It's a demonic symbol. It's a hexagram. That's where we get the word hex. When they say, I'm going to put a spell on you, they say, I'm going to put a what? A hex on you. And they use the hexagram to do it. It really originated from Solomon. It's the seal of Solomon. When Solomon gave himself over to other gods and built the altar for the false gods, for Moloch and the other false gods, this symbol came from one of the wives of the pharaohs. It's one of the Pharaoh's daughters that he was married to. It's an Egyptian symbol originating with mysticism and false god, false worship practices. Are y'all listening to me? The sorcerers believe it represented the footprint of a special kind of demon called a Trud, and used in ceremonies both to call up demons and to keep them away. A former Satanist says, to a sorcerer, the hexagram is a powerful tool to invoke Satan.
There is even speculation that the symbol derives from the Star of Remphan. Stephen, at the time of his death, before he was martyred, mentioned Remphan as the subject of idolatrous worship. In Acts 7:43, he condemned the idolatrous behavior that the Jews had taken upon themselves. Even though there are wide variations of the name, such as Molech or Moloch, they are all referring to the same God. Stephen had been taken to answer the charges leveled against him before the Sanhedrin. He was caught teaching people what God had said about the temple being destroyed and how the laws of Moses had changed. He was going through how the children of Israel had sinned and backslid from the original promises given to Abraham, and adding to their transgression of the law. They had become idolaters. You can find where he says this in the first few verses of Acts 7. Going on, he called them out for their idols, the Star of Remphan included, which they carried around wherever they went in small ceremonial boxes in the shapes of tabernacles. Due to their worship of these idols, Stephen called all of them stiff-necked, and his challenging of their idolatry angered them furiously. Later on, their years of frolicking with idols while turning away from God caught up with them as God destroyed their temple, just as Jesus and Stephen foretold. The Star of Remphan, just like the Star of David, is a 6-pointed hexagram star that is comprised of 2 equilateral triangles that are overlaid. This symbol has appeared in various cultures and practices that date back to before Jesus was born. It has been used by Buddhists, Freemasons, Hindus, Kabbalah, the occult, witchcraft, and worshippers of Saturn. It has been used as a talisman to conjure up evil spirits in the use of magic and much more. The etymology of Remphan is likely in reference to Kiyun, a Babylonian Assyrian god generally assumed to be the god Saturn. The Star of Remphan is also called the Star of Solomon. As we know, Solomon had multiple female companions. 1 Kings 11:3-8 says, he had 700 wives who were princesses and 300 wives who were concubines. In his old age, his wives tempted him to follow other gods. He was no longer committed to the Lord his God as his father David had been. Solomon followed Astarte, the goddess of the Sidonians, and Milcom, the disgusting idol of the Ammonites. So Solomon did what the Lord considered evil. He did not wholeheartedly follow the Lord as his father David had done. Then Solomon built an illegal worship site on the hill east of Jerusalem for Chemosh, the disgusting idol of Moab, and for Molech, the disgusting idol of the Ammonites. He did these things for each of his foreign wives who burned incense and sacrificed to their gods. Do a little research and you'll see that the northern part of the planet Saturn has the shape of a hexagon. There we see symbolism of the number 6. And what makes things even scarier is that if you look at the etymology of the word Saturday, the day Jews worship on, it comes from the Latin phrase Saturni dies, which means Saturn's day. Not the planet Saturn, the ancient Roman god Saturn. So are they really worshiping on the Sabbath? Or are they promoting worship of Saturn? As G. Craig Lewis mentioned, the word hex, which means applying a symbol to something or someone, was considered an act to curse the carrier. Anybody who carries such a symbol would be cursed going forward. In this context, anybody carrying the Star of Remphan would be considered cursed and a channel for demonic spirits and energy. Some other sects go a step further and draw an eye in the middle of the hexagram, which gives off the appearance of a watching evil eye. The Star of Remphan is also mentioned in Amos 5:26 and 27. But ye have borne the tabernacle of your Moloch, and Kion your images, the star of your God, which ye made to yourselves. Therefore will I cause you to go into captivity beyond Damascus, saith the Lord, whose name is the God of hosts. Idolatry is still alive and well, even in the church. Be vigilant.